everyone, it's Sharona from Pay Your Weight, and today I'm going to be reviewing P-Valley Season 1, Episode 1, Perpetrate, okay? I have received I got y'all emails. I've gotten your DMs on social media. I have seen your comments in the comment section on the YouTube channel. You guys wanted me to review P-Valley. I am happy to announce I will be reviewing the season. I was just a little bit behind because of the death of my family, but I'll make sure that I get these episodes recorded. They'll be available starting next week at 1 a.m. on Sundays. So at 1 a.m., because if y'all got on demand, you can go watch it when it hits at midnight. And then as soon as you're finished watching at 1 a.m., it will be ready for you to watch. That is my promise to you. So let's go ahead and get into this episode. So the series opens up where we see this flooded area. I'm assuming that this is a part of Louisiana. We're introduced to our main character, Autumn Night, Haley, Lakeisha. This girl goes by so many names, I don't even know what her real name is, but we're introduced to her. It looks like she had been abused. She has cuts and bruises all over her face. She finds the suitcase. It's the only thing that hasn't been damaged by the water. The last thing that she has left that has her YSL bag, her Louboutins. She had everything. I was like, okay, girl, what was you doing in your past life? I need to know. But we see that she ends up getting on a bus, heading out of town. We don't necessarily know where she is headed to, but as they're on a bus stop, she sees this pink light in the distance, and then essentially she grabbed her bag and she was like, I'm out of here. The bus driver was like, hey girl, we're finna leave. She just, I'm going to the pink light, all right? But we know that it's actually called the Pink. It's a strip club, and we see that she gets to the front. She sees this long line. She tries to go up to Diamond, who is a security guard, trying to look all cute and stuff. And she sees that the dude got charged $20 before her. He was like, for you was 30. And then I was like, now he said 30 for being a pretty beach. I said, wow, that's what we're doing. But I will have to say, Cliff, that is very smart marketing, okay? Not marketing, but those are just smart rules. Why would you charge women who are probably going to spend less? They should be spending less. They should be having somebody else spend them, give them money to go ahead and spend for everyone else. But, you charge them more because that's less money that's coming out of them. You charge the men less, they gonna spend more money. I was like, I see where you're going with this, Cliff. I was totally here for it. But I was just like, he didn't have to do her like that. But then she ended up seeing this booty battle contest, this line. So then that's the way that she can get in because she only got $20 to her name, child. She ain't even got enough money to get into the strip club. And I was like, what you trying to pay to get into the strip club for if you ain't even got no money? But she ends up doing this booty battle, child. And then we hear all these people's names. They're like, what's your name? And then she was like, Autumn Night. And then this running joke at this point, they'd be like, that sound poetic. Then this one girl was like, Strawberry. And I was just like, well, people do say Strawberry. I mean, I can't be mad at her. Then someone wanted to be Alizé, and I was like, somebody named Show is always Alizé. Like, they had a point to that. But I just thought it was absolutely hilarious. And when the girl walks up to her and be like, ooh, girl, is that Yves Saint Laurent? I said, baby, who is Laurent? Who Laurent? And then she was like, it's Yves Saint Laurent. I said, okay, girl, you only got $20. You sit up here talking to this girl like that. I mean, maybe she knew a Lorraine. Maybe one of her friends had a bootleg Yves Saint Laurent. You never know. But I was just like, she's so disrespectful. Her attitude gets to me at times, but I can tell that she's been through some things. So I'm going to try to let it slide and move forward and move on. But it's just something about her little attitude. Maybe that's why Mercedes be looking at her sideways. Y'all know Mercedes is my favorite, okay? Then my second favorite is like, L-I, crooked glitter. I think I just spelled that wrong. But y'all know Mississippi, I love her. We're going to get on her in a little minute. But we end up seeing that she does this booty battle. The lady, she was like, she didn't have no clothes to wear. He was like, come beat this face. I said, Cliff, why we got to talk about the ladies like this? Then she goes to the lady. She was like, it's 15. And then she's looking like she ain't got no money. And then she was like, but for you, I take 5 off. Why everybody always say that? They always be like, but for you, no, that was probably what the regular price was. You sitting up here trying to price market, be greedy and make all of this extra money. But she go on the stage, she do her little dance thing. I wasn't that impressed with it, but I was just like, okay, girl, we know you the lead of the show, so you do your thing. So she ended up winning. All the girls looking at her crazy like, They just looking at her like they mad that she won. But then everybody else in the house was loving her. So then she said, Cliff, what I gotta do to get a job? Can I do fill out a job application? And Mercedes like, bitch, this ain't Walmart. And I was like, girl, yes. Like, look, I'm just gonna keep saying that she had been through some things. We saw that she's having these flashbacks of being beaten. So I don't know what necessarily is happening with her character, where she is running from necessarily, but I do want to learn more about her. And then we see when she kind of makes this money and he kind of gives her this job, she goes home and she found this raggedy place, but I was like, girl, you didn't have no money, you got $50 now and some extra money in tips. But we see that she's looking at her phone and she sees a picture of this baby. We know she has a drinking problem, trying to escape the demons of what happened to her in her past. And she ends up spilling the vodka on the phone, and then she ends up breaking down. I'm assuming that is a picture of her daughter. And so we're kind of getting like these bits and pieces. And I'm interested to find out the more layers into like who she is. But for now, we're going to put a pause on her. We're going to go to Mississippi. M.I. Cricket letter, cricket. Okay, let me stop, y'all. I'm sorry. I just thought that was so dope when it was like, okay, I'm sorry. So we see in the beginning of the episode when we're introduced to her, this girl that got hit. She's trying to do a monkey drop, and then she ended up getting hit in the head with a beer bottle. I was like, ooh, I know that hurt, baby. If you guys don't know, I am going to, once I kind of get recapping the episode, once I get into the review portion of the video, I did a couple of years of pole dancing. So that is why this show interests me so much, really to see what the women can do on the pole. But I felt that when she said she did that drop and then she dropped to that bottle, y'all, I don't think people understand how dangerous pole dancing is, how much physicality it takes, how much athleticism, and we're going to get into a little bit more of that when we talk about Mercedes and when she has her big performance towards the end of the episode. But I felt her when she said that, and then we see one of the girls tell her like, well, I can cover this up, but that other spot we can't cover up. And so we see that she has marks on her neck, which shows that Mississippi is also a part of this abusive relationship. And so we get another glance into her towards the mid part of the episode where she comes in for a meeting that they're having before they get started for the night. Her face is badly bruised, bloody, cuts. And then we see this conversation between her and Uncle Cliff, where basically Cliff is telling her how, his ex used to beat him, and how she has to take ownership of her body. She has to protect her face, which is her money, that she shouldn't let anyone take anything from her, yet alone be letting someone beat her. And so I love how Cliff is so involved with the women. I love how they rally around Mississippi, where we see the girl was like, he was like, come get this baby so I can get her together. And then she was like, I'm gonna break it. Girl, you can't break the baby. I can see how she would feel that way. She don't never be around kids. But I love how everyone rallies around each other. They help take care of the baby. You see Cliff watching the baby while she's supposed to be dancing. You see Diamond, who obviously Diamond and Mississippi gonna have something going on with one another, because like he was like, you want me to take care of that for you? Like take care of her boyfriend, baby daddy, because she got 2 kids by this man. And then she was like, nah. But I was like, well, Diamond, if you're trying to take care of something, I don't want you to kill nobody, but if you can have Sally Mae for me, baby, we could get something started. Let me know. I'm just saying. But I think it's so, you truly get the sense that even though people are shady as heck to one another there, that they are family and that they will be there for you if something is going on. And so I'm interested to learn so much more about Mississippi, like who her raggedy baby daddy is, okay, just getting off maternity. And I even worry about her, like, was he beating her while she was at home? Like, what is going on? I'm interested to learn so much more about her story. But I have to talk about Uncle Cliff. I really like Uncle Cliff. And I love the introduction that we have to Uncle Cliff as Mercedes is in this VIP room, child. And so I guess I got to talk about Mercedes before I can really get into Cliff. So I'm going to pause on Cliff for a moment. So Mercedes, my favorite. Mercedes is kind of like, she's the OG at the Pink, okay? She got all the dudes. She looked beautiful, got a banging body, banging on a pole as well. And so essentially she is retiring. She was like, hey, I'm just gonna go ahead and retire at 25 when we start to be a little bit useless to everyone else. And so she basically tells Cliff that she's going to be retiring in the next couple of weeks, that this is going to be her last dance on Sundays. And so Cliff now has to find someone, which opens up space for Autumn Night, Haley, Lakeisha, whatever this girl real name is, to come on in. And so we see that Mercedes is giving a lap dance at VIP to Jesse. And then she told him, hey, hands where I could see him. She was nice about it. She said it once, not twice. She said it 3 times, and he still thought that he was going to touch her. Man, when Diamond, I tell you that Diamond popped up in there so quickly after Mercedes then broke the beer bottle and was about to cut Jesse. They didn't kick Jesse out. And then all of a sudden we see this beautiful silhouette with the pink light. I love the introduction that they did for Clifford. I just thought that was just absolutely fantastic how they introduced his character, the owner of the pink. And so she said, Jesse started talking smack like, ain't nobody trying to come over here anyway. And then Cliff was like, you want your comeback? I said, what? What? The subtitles ain't gonna catch all of this because, you know, they got their little Mississippi lingo going up in here. But we see that the sheriff pops up. Then Uncle Cliff basically pays the sheriff off like, hey, we don't want no problems today. We don't want no issues like this. And so we see later in the episode, we kind of understand Cliff's story arc. And so the pink is in trouble. The pink is in danger of being shut down. We see that Cliff basically is perpetrating in the episode because Cliff basically takes the wig off, takes off the makeup, takes off the clothes that Cliff is wearing, and then tries to dress more like a man. And so Cliff is perpetrating, trying to be someone that he know that he is not. And when he goes into the check cashing place, the lady being real disrespectful and rude. Then it showed the picture talking about you've been placed on a bad checklist. I was just like, wow, they put like a whole 8.5 by 11 so they can make sure. Normally they put like a little license and stuff, but I was just like, that was mad disrespectful. And so then Cliff get mad and take all their business and tell the people in line, the Hispanic people, they can come on down to the pink and they'll cash their checks and get them some chicken. And so that's why we see throughout the course of these next few episodes, we see all of these people coming to get their checks cashed because Cliff is trying to take away their business. But we see that they had a little animosity between one another because the lady was sitting up there being shady, and then Cliff was like, is that what your husband told you? I was just like, wow, like the shade is real, and I'm here for all of the petty moments of this episode of Perpetrating with Pete Valley. That's pretty much all about Uncle Cliff. We'll go a little bit more when we get into Little Murder. Ugh. Okay, but yes, so back to Mercedes, my fave. So we see that after that, she ends up she runs into Little Murder. At this point, Cliff has told her that she needs to take Autumn under her wing and help her figure out how to do this stripper life. She's not happy about it, but it is what it is, because girl, you about to leave anyway. So we see that Little Murder come in, the epitome of perpetrating. Okay, the whole episode title Perpetrating was for Little Murder. I keep calling him C Murder, but I think it's Little Murder. So Little Murder come up in here. They all in one car, smoking weed and stuff with the little Louis bag. I'm sure it probably ain't real. Then got all these stacks of money in here. This fool really took some foam that that they do use at the funeral home to keep the flowers good. This fool used this, poured some tea on it, wasted some good tea. I bet it was an Arnold Palmer too. And then tries to make it seem like they have extra bricks in there. But Mercedes wasn't falling for it, okay? We see that Mercedes can look at someone. She called him pop tags. The dude ain't popped his tags. Yeah, she could tell it was when all that money was in Little Murder's bag. She saw everything. I said, girl, can you do this for me? You can make a whole business out of this, sis. So we see that she ends up striking this deal with Little Murder, because after he got embarrassed by Diamond at the beginning of the club, thinking he was finna walk in with his little fake racks, he told him to get to the end of the line. I don't know who you are. You're not on VIP. See your way to the end. So, and I don't know if Diamond, the security guard, is bisexual or not. They keep calling him the F word a lot, and I'm really confused by this because it's clear that he has feelings for Mississippi, but he just called the F word a little bit too much throughout the course of the episode, so let me know what you guys think about that. But back to Little Murder, raggedy behind. So they end up going to the section, and then Mercedes comes in, and then she strikes up a deal, because at first, he was all up on Mercedes, and then he saw, they call her Redbone. They really do address colorism with Autumn's character, but not in a way that I need them to have a real discussion about it. They just call her Redbone, high yellow, all type of stuff all the time throughout the course of these episodes. I have to be feeling bad for her, even though she be getting on my nerves at the same time. So we see that she dressing her Beyonce, because as soon as she's like, when he said looking like Beyonce cousin, because as soon as I saw her outfit, I said, girl, is this crazy in love? Like, where is Jay-Z coming at? Where he coming? Let me know. So She strikes up a deal with her. He told her $4,000, but she tell her that she'll pay her $1,000. I was like, well, she did broker the entire deal. I mean, I guess it's okay. It's still a little shady, Mercedes, but I mean, she was getting more money than what she was gonna get. So do your thing. Give her little coochie coupons. That's what I'm gonna start using it now. I'll be like, can I get some? Give me some coochie coupons. I'm just gonna find some type of way to bring that into my everyday vocabulary. So the hilarious part of this is when we are introduced to Mercedes' mother, right? So I guess I should finish up the whole. No, I'll come back to C Murder, Lil Murder, C Murder, whatever. It's Lil Murder, but I want to keep calling him C Murder. I don't know why. So her mama, woo, Jesus be offense, okay? Her mama is a mess, a hot mess, okay? So we see that she ends up going to church. And I was like, okay, look at you going to praise the Lord after you done made all this money, putting some stuff in a collection plate. And then when I see what she put in the collection plate, I said, ain't that Jessie wallet? And then I look over and Jessie sitting up here staring at her. And then I'm staring at Jessie. And then she took the money out of Jessie wallet and put it in the collection plate. I guess it was the least he could have did because she told you to put your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. You don't want to do that. But can we talk about her mother who was singing? What song was she singing, baby? Let me see. She was singing God Needs Your 10%. I said, ma'am, are you serious right now? I cannot with her mother. So we find out that after we see the mom pop back up when she's teaching the girls. I love that Mercedes teaches this little dance team, and her mom is talking about you got them dancing on a little Sunday, and I can't believe I got your little booty money up in the church. So basically, they brokered this deal between. They needed to show that they had like this 20% of the loan in order for them to get a loan for the church. So she stores her money in the church's building fund, and this is kind of this weird agreement that they have with one another. You can clearly tell that there's so much dysfunction between her and her mother, but I'm just like, I'm still stuck on her singing like, God give us 10%. I'm done. Okay. But back to her and Lil Murder. So her and Mercedes and Lil Murder, they got Autumn, she dancing and stuff. Autumn looking all like scared and stuff. I said, girl, you supposed to be stripping, and it's just Mercedes touching you. I don't even understand what the problem is. She getting all comfortable. Mercedes then moved her head out of the way like, girl, you finna show these tits. And so they dancing and stuff, and then of course they always got that raggedy drunk friend who doing the absolute most, talking about, look over here, red ball, look over here. And then he tried to like get crunk with her, and they had to check him real quick. But then I was like, Mercedes, why did you leave Autumn with this raggedy dude to take Lil Murder raggedy behind into the whole other room? I thought they was about to smash. But instead, of course, he's a rapper. That song was it sounded like he was slow rapping. And then when she asked him, do you rap in cursive? I was just like, girl, but Lil Murder, you definitely murdered us. You murdered our ears listening to that song. I was really confused why you thought that was okay. Even Mercedes like, I can't bump to none of this. He gets all offended, and then she walk out, and then the dude's getting crazy again, and then Diamond has to say he's gonna wrap somebody's balls around their throat. He actually beat the dude up. Then Lil Murder runs out. I said, how you gonna let your boys getting their raggedy behinds beat, then run into Cliff, talking about, hey, where that yellow beat? I said, why she gotta be a beat? You can't just call her Autumn or something else. And so Cliff's like, what are you talking about? And so when Murder realizes that this is Cliff's establishment, then they get into this whole conversation, and it's kind of revealed that, you know, Cliff trying to see, that Murder trying to see what Cliff was good. Was good, honey? Because I want some of you. So I don't know if he's bisexual or on the DL or whatever it is. I guess we'll find out in the soon to come episodes. So I guess they work out some type of little arrangement so they can go ahead and play his music. And then I literally died when he gave it to DJ Never Scared, and then DJ Never Scared was like, well, clearly I'm scared of Mercedes, but he tells him to play the music. So Mercedes get up on stage, and then he started playing that song, and she just stared at him like, I know you ain't doing what I think you doing. And so she just stared at him like with a horrible mean bug. Like, it made me scared. And then he turned the music off, which obviously upset Lil Murder, but she did that thing. I love that entire sequence with Mercedes and her performance. I love how the camera angles get the performance. It really brings you into what she's doing, making you feel like you're inside of the club. But most importantly, when the song goes off and you can hear her breathing, you can hear how much it takes to climb the pole, to literally go upside down, twerk on the ceiling, come back down. Like, That takes a lot of hard work. I was like, girl, you are doing the dang on thing. I love how they did that. And as soon as she does the death drop, the music comes right back. I thought that scene was filmed so good. It was done so very well. And I just think that everyone all around, even with Mississippi's performance, I think all of the women, they did a very fantastic job with the pole work that they had to learn. It is not something that is easy to do by any means. And so I just wanted to give everyone kudos for that as well. But we see towards the middle of her set, she kind of pauses and she ends up seeing her dang on mama. So her mama came back to the strip club, y'all, to watch her. And so then she goes out to the parking lot after she's done getting her money. And then she was just like, I don't like surprises. Like, what is going on? Then her mama, I got to read this verbatim, like what they were saying, because I just died this entire time. But she basically says that, she was like, now I see how you manage your abundance. And then she was like, well, you didn't always say we was blessed and highly favored. Not y'all didn't use the Clark sisters song references. I was totally done. But then when the mama started calling her a hoe and praying to the Lord to take her, take me, Lord, save this whole daughter of mine. I said, man, what are we doing right now? But then when she basically tell her, like, well, you weren't worried about me being a hoe and you used to trick me out to these dudes trying to get some breakfast. And so then she basically tell her, like, you gonna go to hell? She's like, well, I heard hell was hella lit. That entire exchange, that entire back and forth, the mama trying to tell her she got to pay double the tithes and offering and basically calling her a hoe, trying to make herself out to be a victim. It was just too much. And then we see that she gave her mama some money and the mama just stopped crying, got off her knees and just walked away. And I was so confused by that entire interaction. I felt so bad for Mercedes, who you can totally see was trying to hold back the tears in her eyes. But I was just like, girl, you got your mama raggedy as can be, like raggedy. All right. So back to Autumn Night, Lakeisha, Haley, whatever her name is at this point in time. And so she ends up running out after the whole altercation happens. But before that, can we talk about how the dude was like, come have some champagne yay? I said, what is some champagne yay? Did I miss you talking about champagne? What is champagne yay? So essentially she ends up running outside. She runs into this little raggedy dude, Andre, taking pictures, talking about he doing stuff for real estate. Sir, it's probably like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Why are you outside taking pictures talking about, well, everything comes to life after dark? I was just like, can you take your raggedy line behind somewhere else? And then she ended up giving him her name. I was just like, this is way too much for me. But overall, for this episode, I thought it was a very well done episode. I love the premise of the series. I love this title of perpetrating. You have Autumn, Haley, Lakeisha, whatever her name is, perpetrating because she's pretending to be the someone that she's not. She has this past. We don't know what it is, but we will hopefully soon find out in the next upcoming episodes. You have Cliff, who was perpetrating, trying to put on a front to show that everything's okay when Cliff is in danger of losing, his business, And I never know to call Cliff he or she, because when Murder called him a man, he said one man. He checked him and said woman. I don't know. But can I also say, Cliff, when he said, so do you do big murders or little murders? I was like, yeah, because I was wondering the same thing, Cliff. But I love this, everyone has something that they're hiding. You have some Mercedes mom perpetrating, taking booty money, putting it in the church, taking the coochie coupons, putting the coochie coupons in the church, in the offering, the tithes. Okay, you have everyone, Mississippi, perpetrating that she is okay when it's clear that she's in an abusive relationship. There's so many complex layers to all of these characters, and you want to learn so much more about them. And I think in this first episode, they do such a fantastic job of setting up the season for us to really uncover all of the different secrets or the details that kind of make these characters so complex, what they're running away from, what they're running towards. I just think that it was very well done. I can't wait to continue watching, but those are just my quick thoughts. I know this is kind of long. We had a lot to talk about, a lot to introduce, but I'm here for it. Costumes on point. I didn't know that they filmed this in Georgia, okay? Great song selections, great choreography with the pole dancing, the twerking, everything. I just thought it was very well done. On top of that, having to act at the same time. I just really enjoyed the first episode, you guys. So those are pretty much my thoughts on P-Valley, which is on Starz. Season 1, Episode 1, Perpetrating. As always, my name is Sharona from Pay Your Weights, and if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and make sure you hit the notification bell. And I love you guys 3000, and until I see you again, bye.